What's going on, guys? Mecha Ishi, and from Jada Toys, I have this 6-inch Samurai Leonardo. Let's do it.
Level 138 in progress. Prepare for launch in 3, 2.
Step out of your world and step into mine.
Welcome back to another Jada Toys Metals Diecast collectible figure review, and I have the awesome oversized 6-inch version of Leonardo from the original 1980s cartoon with his samurai armor. Now this is so cool. I have been a huge fan of the Turtles since the 1980s, and I'm a fan of them to this very day. And Leonardo is my favorite turtle, so I am stoked to review this figure. Now, taking a look at this standard window box packaging, you can see it is gigantic to enclose this 6-inch figure. You got the Metals Diecast logo in the silver foil. This Leonardo is M42, and you can see a little sign that says caution, heavy diecast metal. This figure is mostly in diecast, so be very careful when displaying. And as you can see, to represent that anvil that they have pictured there, the box is in an anvil shape as well. And you have this fantastic view of Leonardo inside of the box, and you can see the great likeness to the original 1980s cartoon. You have the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo at the bottom of his feet, and then you can see some great artwork there of Leo donned in his samurai armor and his name at the bottom. Now, each side of the box has a half of the artwork image of Leonardo in his samurai getup. And then towards the back, you can see the entire lineup of the Metals Diecast Turtles, and I cannot wait to get my hands on the rest of these so I can do a review for you. So make sure you guys stay tuned. All right, let's take this Leonardo outside of his box, and let's see what he's all about. So here is Leonardo outside of his packaging, and this is so awesome and a big upgrade for the Metals Diecast collection. This figure stands at the 6-inch mark and has an upgrade to the articulation, which I think is just amazing, and I'm going to show you guys in a little bit. Of course, you can see all of his attachable pieces to give him that samurai armor, and I love that his katanas can be stowed away in the back sheaths of his shell and also displayed in his hands. So tons of displayable options. Let's take a closer look at Leonardo. I am loving this figure. It has such a great likeness to the 1980s Leo. You can see the standard look of the turtles with their teeth showing at the sides of their mouth. This is so cool, and those teeth are nicely done in that white paint. I love the green tone that they're using for this Leo here. And of course, this is Leonardo, and he has his blue, which is so well done. And then you can see the big eyes of his. Again, this is your stylized look for the Jada Toys Metals Diecast figures. Usually the upper torso is humongous, right? It makes them look super jacked. But here, it's very proportionate with the arms, the body, and the legs. The only thing abnormally large is the head. So I just wanted to point that out to you. But awesome job with the paint applications. Look at all that blue and the green separated nicely. And then you have the white of his eyes all nicely done within that sculpt as well. Could have been done a little fuller over here on this side, but not too bad. Now looking at his body, we have the nice underside here of Leonardo with that front shell nicely sculpted. Upper portions of his shell, which looks like a big chest of his. And then you have it continuing on downward. I love the look of the L, nicely sculpted. Great separation between the yellow and the black. And then you have the brown covering the rest of the belt going all the way to the back by his sheaths. Now, nice sculpted detail here. I wish they would have added a little paint at the little stitch there, and then we have some more details going up. And then we have these awesome sheaths to hold his katanas, his weapons of choice, which are so awesome. And this isn't usually done with the Metals Diecast line, where their weapons are actually removable from their hands and can be stowed. We don't see that. So this is awesome. And take a look at one of these katanas, nicely done in that silver paint. You have the yellow base, and then you have the brown handle, all nicely sculpted until you get to that yellow point right there. This is just awesome, and it is a very tight fit. So as you can see, you have to give a little more force and slide that right in there. You can take his sword and easily slide it into his grip. So this is so cool. Again, an upgrade for the diecast collection. Of course, his shell has to be nicely sculpted and painted in a darker tone of green than the rest of his body. Nicely done overall. You have these holes in the back that is just the breaks in the sculpt because they had to insert the screws to put all the diecast pieces together. They did a fantastic job with the muscular sculpt here of his shoulders, his triceps, his biceps. Then you got his blue painted elbow pad and wristband, which are nicely applied. You can see the great separation there between the blue and the green. Awesome job. And the same goes for his legs. Again, you have the nice muscular legs. He has humongous calves. You got his 2 toes and his big feet. And then you have the nicely painted blue knee pads. Now, this figure is not completely in die-cast metal. Most of it is, but as you can see, his fingers here are quite flexible to easily hold his katanas, as is the flap here by his bandana is quite flexible. And the sheaths here in the back, as you can see, they're very, very flexible. But that's all to help with the, insertion of the katana blades, the holding of his weapons, and all that that good stuff. A lot of his accessories also do have some softer pieces, and I'll show you as I get to them. Now, the blade portion of his katana is flexible, as you can see, but the handle is all in that die cast and very stiff. Now let's get to the fun part in dressing him up as a samurai. Now we have this awesome helmeted piece that is all done in this bright silver paint. You can see right here the little flap that is all done in die cast metal, painted nicely in that brown. You can see all of the fine detail at the base of the helmet, and then you have all that line work going on to the center, which is nicely done. Now this upper part of his helmet is nicely sculpted, and you can see all of the yellow pieces, which are nicely painted by the way, are very soft and in that very flexible plastic, but it just looks so great all together. And let's put that right on this dude's head. You can see the little slit here so his bandana piece can slide out. Bam. And you have this awesomely sculpted piece of body armor for Leonardo that looks amazing with the brown scales that are painted nicely. And then you have the silver that is all done in that bright, which is consistent with the helmet. I love the shape of that L, the same as on his belt. It's done now in the center of his chest armor, and you have the blue backing it up. And more of the fine sculpted detail going on the bottom with some more of that scale mail. This is an awesomely sculpted piece from top to bottom, and a great job for the most part with the paint applications. I got a little brown smudging up here by the right portion of this, but not too bad. And you have the brown that goes on throughout. Now this is a very thin piece. I don't know if it's done in the die cast or very thin plastic, but either way it feels very fragile. Like if you're not careful, you can probably snap these pieces, but it does apply right onto his chest. Boom. He also comes with these awesome shin guards, and it looks like they also protect his toes, but these look so good. Again, you have the same scale mail that is sculpted in there, all in that brown, and then you have the same bright silver paint application. Looks fantastic. Again, a very fragile, very flimsy piece, but it should snap on easily. Again, I'm not too sure if this is die cast, but let's put this right on. Now, there's no real way for me to tell which one goes on which leg unless you just put it on both and see what looks the best. So I'm going to snap this on the right. There you go. And now let's put the other one on, snap that in place. Nice. Now Leo comes with only one shoulder piece, so if you were like me and when you open up the package started freaking out, where's my other shoulder piece? There's only one. So it's only one, and it looks like based on the diagram they gave us, it goes on the left arm. But let me see, it could probably go on the right. I don't think it matters because he is very symmetrical. So whichever shoulder you prefer to protect more than the other, ba-boom! There you go. Now take a look at Leo all suited up and ready for battle with the samurai armor. I thought I was just going to display him as Leo, but I think I'm actually going to display him like this because he looks so awesome. Now Leo here is going to be showing off some new articulation that is uncommon for a metals diecast figure. You do have the full rotation at the head, which is awesome, and then he also has arms that fully rotate, which is perfect for him so he can swing around those katanas. Just make sure you get some clearance from his bandana. Now besides the full rotation, the head is on a ball joint, so you can move his head down like that. He has some extension going upward, and of course you get some swivel action going side to side. So really awesome in terms of the way we can display this Leo. So in case you were wondering, the armor does not hinder any of his range of motion. As you can see there, I would just hold on to the pieces so they don't snap off and hold on to his helmet while you're turning his head around. So there you have it, guys, my video review of the Jada Toys Metals Diecast 6-inch Leonardo with his samurai armor. This is so cool. I am so happy to have this in my collection, and I'm surprised how much I love Leo in his samurai getup. So I actually think I'm going to display him this way. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a thumbs up and check out my channel for other reviews I have done. And I have so many cool things coming your way. And rest assured, as soon as I get those other Metals Diecast turtles, you're going to be seeing them right here on the Mecha-ish channel. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. You know what to do. Peace.